Okay. Remember when I was shitting on that Busta Rhymes album? This is what I wanted to hear. This is what I wanted to hear from Busta Rhymes. This is by far the best song on ELE2. By far. Okay? If Busta had more joints like that, I would have, given it a more favorable review. That's the best song I've heard from Busta in a fucking minute. Okay? It's not the craziest song I've ever heard, from Busta. Busta's got better songs. Don't get me wrong. But that's a hip-hop record. Okay? That's a song where everyone killed it. Rampage was dope. Rod Digger killed it. Right? Busta was good. And I think that's kind of what I would personally like to hear more from Busta. Because, like I was saying in my previous my previous video, I think Busta's voice is sort of shot a little bit to a certain extent in terms of him being able to rah and stuff like that. I mean, he's older. It happens. That doesn't make him any less of a legend. But he still has the gravitas, right? You can tell when he's not sort of screaming at you, whatever. Like, you see it in his Instagram videos, you know what I mean? Like, when he just talks, right? Like, he has a certain oomph, and he always has. That's why he's a great rapper. But, these kind of beats are a little bit more mellow, but still hard and got that knock where he can just kind of, smooth talk to that shit. Maybe that's what he needs to be doing in terms of that direction. Because, like, Czar and shit like that, like, I couldn't get into some, like, Czar and stuff like that. It just, his voice wasn't doing it for me. But this was a dope fucking song. Knots killed it. I think Knots gave him a pretty good beat. And this is overall the kind of shit that I think is good. So, I would say that this is one of the best songs I've heard all year. Easy. And that's why, to a certain degree, like, I wish I knew these rappers personally sometimes, like, people that I love, like a Busta or a Nas, because I'm sure they got bangers in the vault that are just dying to be let out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know when they recorded this, if they recorded this, like, 10 years ago, but it doesn't matter. That's the thing about great music. The actual timeless shit, the shit that's gonna, that's gonna knock, it doesn't matter when you record the shit. If it's hot and it's a dope song, it's gonna be a dope song, whether it was made today, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you know what I mean? So, shout out to Busta, Knots, and all the people that were involved in making that song. I think that song is really dope, and that's, like, a much better Busta than all the other shit on ELA too, you know what I mean? And like I was saying, in my previous video, like, I can dance to it, I can, you know what I mean? Like, that's a shit that I can play, and I'm rocking to that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a hip-hop fan, B. I love this shit, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not one of these guys that, just sits there and, like, wants to attach themselves to hip-hop because it's just a buzzword or whatever. I really do feel this shit, you know what I mean? And I think that a lot of times when we look at certain people that are in positions that give their reactions and stuff like that, like, I don't think these people can dance. I don't even think that they really listen to hip-hop like that. I don't think they really grew up on it. You know what I'm saying? I think they're just there because it's kind of the thing that they can kind of come into their space and, hopefully make a couple YouTube bucks or whatever. I'm not in it from YouTube bucks, my dude and my ladies. You know what I mean? Like, that's not why I set this up. I just set this up because I just wanted to give my opinion and, connect with other hip-hop heads, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, that's a bit of an aside, but my point is, this is the type of shit that to me is hip-hop. You know what I mean? And I want to hear more of that. More of that, then you'll get my praises. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm not a hater. Like, people like to say, oh, you don't like anything. That's not true. I love a lot of shit, man. If I didn't love hip-hop, if I didn't love a lot of things, I wouldn't be making these videos. You just got to be dope. That's all. And we used to have standards back then, man. A track like this that's funny, Follow the Wave, this would have been just like a dope album cut back in our day. It would have been like, oh, this is a cool song, but it's an album cut. It's not a single, it's not like that crazy for a single. But now I'm hearing this, like, being released today, and this is crazier than just about most shit that's released today. That's the huge drop-off that we've experienced. So I'm still trying to keep my standards from back then. You know what I mean? A lot of people have dropped their standards, let's be real here. A lot of people, legends, people who've been in the game for a minute, they have dropped their standards for real, Anyway, so great song, and yeah, I hope Nas or some of these other guys got stuff in the vault that needs to be shared to the rest of the world. All right, y'all, be good.